Hi, this is Mike making my video to add to my collection. Uh, yeah, I'm talking about, basically, the whole act of creating things. Uh, I've pretty much created anime girls that could think and reason. And not to mention, uh, basically creating anime girls that could think and reason, and then basically creating a leprechaun. Uh, you know, these types of things, you know, defy logic, and they are, more or less things I've created, and I've created other material objects too, as well. But with that being said, there's the fact that I've created life. You know, I've created life, by having kids, but this is different by far. It's actually creating things from the quantum void. You know, basically creating anime girls that could think and reason. It's like two-dimensional things that have a consciousness to them, and also the whole act of creating a leprechaun that could think and reason. This particular leprechaun, could think and reason, and he said "toodaloo" to me, and he was cognizant, and that whole act of creating something like that, it's like it's unheard of, and it's like if you think about it, I've done other things too as well, like teleporting people from the turn of the century, Theodore Roosevelt, and I met Abraham Lincoln, and movie stars, and I've seen dragons, gargoyles, aliens, and I've seen Chef Boyardee himself in the Broomhilda. I've seen her, and she was massive. And I met God. I talked to God, and more or less, and seen him, and I've seen aliens and motherships and things like that too. And see my mom. She came back from the other side, and my uncle Dick, my brother-in-law Danny, my dad, and my mom, and that's all I know of. But there's that, and then there's the thing is I've created a leprechaun that could think and reason, and not to mention anime girls. And there was another woman that was trapped inside my DVD player, and she was trying to get out. And there was that, and I think about it. I'm pretty fortunate to be who I am, uh, without a doubt. Uh, I sometimes feel lonely on the top. I feel empty and void, And that being said, I feel empty sometimes, and you know, uh, I feel like there really isn't anything left to do anymore. There is no more challenges. There's no more. I've really outlived my usefulness as far as being a magician. Uh, I don't necessarily know of anything left. I'm 55 years old. Uh, what I'll probably end up doing is going to the gym. Uh, you know, and working out and getting in shape. I really don't feel like ending it yet. Sometimes I do. Uh, it's just the fact that there really isn't anything left to do anymore as far as this career goes. I've pretty much exhausted everything there is to do. There is no more things to do. As far as magical abilities, and I guess I could be a great teacher. I was a warrior, and I just about got myself killed doing that. And I was the lover, and I pretty much got to the point where there really isn't too many more things left to do as far as that goes. I used to be a sex addict, and yeah, I still have desires, but not anywhere near what they used to be. And I was, basically the creator god, the destroyer god. I destroyed some of the biggest things you could imagine, and I created some of the greatest things. As far as things go. So, I made princesses and princes, and basically, uh, I've gotten to the point where there really is nothing left. So, with that being said, there's those types of things, and of course, the fool. I was a fool. I did a lot of crazy things, and I did a lot of stupid things. I wandered aimlessly, and I got to the point where there really is nothing left more to do. Uh, there's so anyway, you go right down the line. You got the fool, you got the magician, you got the wise philosopher, you got the creator god, destroyer god, the lover, and the warrior, and you got all the archetypes. I believe there's 12 of them, but you go right down the line, and of course you got the man of the earth, the financier, and the guy with money, and of course you go to the very end, until you reach the hermit, and I live a long time by myself. I don't really, uh, I really don't push myself as far as being anything more than what I am. I became the magician, and I did all the things as far as that goes, and as far as the creator God goes. And I created life, and there's really not a whole lot left to do anymore. I've exhausted all the possibilities. I created a leprechaun, and I created the anime girls that I could think of raising. And of course, I had that woman that was trapped inside. She was off. She was on a porn, and I just let it run for a while. And I looked back at it, and she was trying to break through the screen. So, with that being said, there's, to the point where, you have a self-contained universe inside of a DVD player. You got the studio set, and you got her trying to break through, and it's almost like that movie Inception. When they go back and he sees the worlds that he was creating, and in his dream state, and then he saw his lover, and she was trying to break through the set that she was in, and that's really ultimately the same in many ways as the porn star trying to break through the screen. So there's all kinds of things, as far as me teleporting things, breaking through walls, starting things on fire, starting people on fire, going to my brother's dream state, and basically getting through to him. And my mom coming back from the dead, and she was hideous looking. She was very scary to look at. It's not her fault. I mean, it's just the way she is. And of course, uh, there's that, and then the fact that I created things. There really is nothing more to do anymore except for eat, drink, and be merry. Tinker and do things with my hands. Maybe discover a few things. It's not so much that I'm suicidal, but it's just the fact that there really is nothing more to do anymore. There's no more things to accomplish. I went to college, did all kinds of education, went to school, learned all kinds of things about mental health and all that, and my sex addiction, and then there's that, and then of course math and computers and machine shop, and working on cars, working on the bodies of cars, then working in a assembly plant, working in a machine shop, working with food, working with wood, working with metal, working with plastic, and warehouse work and retail work, and then fast food. So I mean, I really pretty much covered all the bases. There really is nothing left. Dated almost every type of woman there is to date. I've owned almost every type of thing there is to own. Every type of exotic sports car, everything else like that. And as far as like the magic goes, like I said, there really is nothing left to do anymore. There might be some unheard of thing that's obscure, but I'm pretty sure I've accomplished everything there is to accomplish as far as that goes. It's like lightning striking twice. Once it's stricken, it doesn't really strike in the same spot twice. It means it's like repeating the same miracle over again. It's almost impossible. It's virtually impossible. It's something that's unheard of, as replicating the same type of thing. But yet again, it can happen, but it's very rare. So, there really isn't a whole lot left to do anymore. As far as things go, I can't think of anything else. I can't really think of anything else, and there just isn't anything else to do anymore. There's no more things to accomplish. So, I've got pretty much a simple life I live. I do simple things, and I'm 55, so let's say I live till I'm 75. That's 20 years of being simple, which seems depressing, and it seems like there really is nothing left to accomplish in that sense of the word. So that's why I feel kind of to the point where I feel empty, and the point where I feel there's nothing else left to do anymore. There's no more things to accomplish. So, with that being said, though, I mean, I accomplished creating a leprechaun, and that was the highest possible thing I could have done. Being like God, I've raptured things, created things, destroyed things, and I've seen almost everything there is to see, and I've done everything there was to do. And I became everything there is to be. Becoming God, of course, was the highest.